Welcome once again, my fellow manipulators of Digital Fate. I'm Richie, this is Capricorn, and we're back at it with another standard deck tech coming at you from launch day for Through the Omen Paths. We built this deck on the very first day it was available to the public, the Spider-Man set, aka Through the Omen Paths, and it's only packing one new card, so if you're trying to save your wild cards, this might be the right deck for you. Actually, let me back that up. Technically, it has two new cards, but one of them is the Multiversal Passage, which you should absolutely craft 4 of. It's the best land in Standard, I think, and you're going to need it for every deck from here until eternity. But the other new card is Duskmourn's Claim. And for those of you that have seen my No Vacancy deck tech from Early Access, you know exactly how powerful this card can be. But we're pivoting, and instead of going Rakdos this time, we're going Golgari for a couple of key green cards that make this deck even better, I think. There was actually a suggestion in that deck's comments section that I should try out green, and the more I thought about it, the more it made sense to me. So this deck was birthed out of that. Welcome to The Shining. Before we break down the deck and get into the gameplay, please like the video, please subscribe if you're new, and check me out Monday through Friday over on Twitch. That's twitch.tv/QuarantineCapricorn, because if I'm alive and I'm breathing, I'm there and I'm streaming. Now let's break down this deck. Alright, so if you guys checked out my No Vacancy deck from Early Access for Through the Omen Paths, you know how much I love Duskmourn's Claim, and we're trying to take that card even further and make an even better version of that deck. This is Duskmourn's Claim, 1 black and 2 for an enchantment. At the beginning of your end step, 2 target players each reveal the top card of their library. They each lose life equal to the mana value of the card revealed by the other player, and then they each put the card they revealed into their hand. So the idea is we're jamming this down, and we're always going to have more mana value worth of cards, at least on curve, on average, than our opponent's gonna have. So maybe our opponent reveals a 2-drop or a 3-drop or a land, but we reveal like a 5-drop or an 8-drop or a 9-drop or something crazy, and we race down their life total over the course of just a few turns. And how do we stay alive while we're doing this? We run an entire deck full of removal. This is basically mono black control, splashing green this time instead of red like the No Vacancy deck during Early Access, because there are a couple of very important key cards that I think we can run in green that we didn't get access to before. We're also running 4 copies of Unholy Annex and Ritual Chamber, so we essentially have 8 3-drop enchantments in this deck that can gas us up on card advantage, with the Unholy Annex getting to drain our opponent for 2 life every turn if we have a demon, and the Duskmourn's Claim just hitting them for a massive amount of life loss, depending on the mana cost of the card we reveal on the top of our deck. And that's where Bloodletter of Aclazotz kicks in, a 4-mana 2/4 that's going to make our opponent lose twice the amount of life that they lose during our turn. So if we have that out with the Unholy Annex, it obviously turns on those synergies, allows us to drain for 2 instead of taking 2, but then that drain for 2 results in them losing 4 instead of 2 because of the doubling effect of the Bloodletter. But it gets even crazier with the new Duskmourn's Claim, because if we reveal a 5-drop on the top of our deck and they lose 5, well, now they lose 10 with a Bloodletter out. So Bloodletter ends up being super good with either of these cards. We are only running 3 copies because sometimes it can be a little bit win more, and we mostly want to focus on just staying alive, keeping the board clear, making sure our opponent can't race us down with aggro or with damage before we let Duskmourn's Claim do its job. So everything in the deck is essentially removal. We have 3 copies of Push-Pull because the push side can be early cheap removal, even though total mana cost of this thing on the top of our deck is 8, and can just hit them for 8 life loss if we have it on top with a Duskmourn's Claim. Similarly, we have 3 copies of Harvester of Misery, which can be used early for removal as well by discarding, but also counts as a 5-drop on the top. We also have 3 copies of Disruptive Stormbrood, and this is one of the reasons we're going into green in this version, because we get Petty Revenge on curve. We can kill something with power 3 or less, shuffle this thing back into our deck, but this is also a 5-drop on the top of our deck for Duskmourn's Claim, and more importantly, if we happen to need to get rid of an artifact or enchantment, of which there are plenty of crazy artifact and enchantment decks running around, we can kill Soul Cauldron, we can kill Simulacrum Synthesizer, we can drop the Disruptive Stormbrood, get a 3/3 flyer that also destroys any artifact or enchantment, so it is incredibly versatile. We also have 3 copies of Cease and Desist, which is the other kind of green splash. We can either play Cease and get rid of something from their graveyard. If we're up against VV, we can exile their VV so that they can't exile it with their own Soul Cauldron. If we're up against Reanimator, we can hit their Reanimator targets. And we also gain a little bit of incidental life against aggro decks and draw a card. But more importantly, this thing can pivot and be Desist if we're up against like a Simulacrum Synthesizer deck or any deck that goes wide with artifacts or enchantments. We can just get to 6 mana, play Desist, wipe the board of all artifacts or enchantments, and usually just blow out our opponent all the way. We've also got 3 copies of Virtue of Persistence. This is going to kill early stuff for just 2 mana and also gain us 2 life, but again be a 7-drop on the top if we reveal it with a Duskmourn's Claim, which is kind of nuts. In this version, we're also running 3 copies of Scavenger Regent, because it's a 4-drop on the top, which isn't like insanely huge, but 4 life is still probably more than the average amount that we'll lose from our opponent's top card, because most cards in opponent's decks average between like 2 and 3 mana. Some decks have a couple of big spells, but for the most part, this deck just always hits something that's bigger on the top than our opponent, at least averaged out over the course of X amount of turns. We can play this as more threat, more blocking, more whatever we need it to be, but more importantly, we can pivot and use this as a sweeper, giving -X/-X to each non-dragon creature. But what's great about both the Scavenger Regent and the Disruptive Stormbrood and the Harvester of Misery, all of these are things that can be used as removal relatively cheaply, or at least in the case of Scavenger Regent as a sweeper, even though it might not be cheap. But all of them are creatures, which means we can run 4 copies of Overlord of the Baelmerk to dig through our deck and find just the right creature that can double as removal for us to use when we're in a pinch, which is really nice. And then eventually this thing just turns into a 5/5 that just gets us value every turn, which is amazing. So being able to find the Scavenger Regent, find the Harvester, find the Disruptive Stormbrood, and then use them for their removal options to just have even more control is super good. We also have 4 copies of Deep-Cavern Bat. This is one of the only really cheap spells in the deck that if we hit it off the top with a Duskmourn's Claim, we're not going to make our opponent lose a ton of life, but I think it is pretty crucial because sometimes we just need to get a key card out of our opponent's hand in order to drag the game out so that Duskmourn's Claim can win. And also we get a little bit of incidental life gain in the process too, swinging in for 1 every turn, lowering the clock for them, giving ourselves a little bit of a buff to our life total so that if we are taking a sizable amount of damage from Duskmourn's Claim from things that our opponent's revealing, maybe it's not hurting quite as much. And that's part of this deck that I kind of love, is all of these little incidental ways that we're gaining life that aren't really in there to gain us the life, but incidentally we get to, and it helps offset some of the Duskmourn's Claim, especially if we're up against a deck with a ton of big, expensive cards that they could be revealing, which doesn't happen very often, but it is possible. So we have the 4 Deep-Cavern Bats that can gain us 1 life every turn. We've got the Virtue of Persistence that can gain us 2 life when we kill something. And we have the Cease from Cease and Desist, which gains us 2 life when we use that, as well as drawing us a card and getting rid of some stuff from the graveyard. Not to mention, if we do get out the Demon with Unholy Annex, we're gaining life back from that every turn as well, and we can do that either with the Ritual Chamber and the Demon we get from that, or just the Bloodletter itself getting dropped and turning it on. So this is the deck. We're running 1 Soulstone Sanctuary as another way to get a Demon on board if we absolutely need to with the Unholy Annex, and then we're running a couple copies of Multiversal Passage. Most importantly, we're running 4 copies of Fabled Passage. This is a land that I didn't include in my original no vacancy version, but I realized that thinning out our deck of land and increasing the chances that we're going to hit something that's expensive on the top of our deck with a Duskmourn's Claim is actually really valuable. So I think any deck that's running Duskmourn's Claim like this should be packing 4 Fabled Passages just to thin out the deck and increase your chances. The entire list is in the description, so check it out if you're interested. But with all of that out of the way, let's check out the games. This looks fine. You can keep it. Start with the Mortuary. Fabled Passage. I actually think we're going to keep it. We've got a bunch of 2-drops in our hand, so it's okay if our third land enters tapped. We want to make sure we get our third land, though. Do we kill the Healer's Hawk? Because we could. Yeah, I think we just do it. Just get it out of here. Just get it out of here. Of course you can beat True Story. You can beat anyone and everyone. Ooh, a Regent. I will keep that. Let's see. Do we bat? Or do we 𝑏𝑒𝑒𝑙 Merc? I think we bat. Banishing Light. Well, thank you, sir. So he's got to drop Linden, right? So he can gain life. No, he's going to drop another Pride Mate? Oh, I guess he can drop the Vanguard as well. And that will gain him 1. That makes sense. We are 1 mana away from wiping the board here. Which is very sad. He needs 3 creatures. Let's make life a little tricky. We'll kill the Pride Mate because we can. And then we'll bat to take away his 3rd creature he could play. And then he's in top deck mode. Let's see what he got. Banishing Light. Jerk. Wow, he didn't hit the other one? That's surprising. But okay. I guess we 𝑏𝑒𝑒𝑙 Merc. Get a Scavenger Regent. I kind of want to block the Pride Mate and then Harvester the Pride Mate. But it'll already get the trigger from Linden, right? Hey, thank you for the cheers, Ninja. My dude. Let's go.
Let's rock!
So do we attack? I think we attack. You gain a life. So we probably Harvester the Vanguard. That's what I'm thinking. He'll only gain 1 life and hit us for 4. Which isn't the worst ever. Although it does mean we can't kill the Pride Mate with the Scavenger anymore. And that's kind of a problem. I think we have to kill the Linden even if we give him back a Banishing Light. Oh wait, we can only do it for 2 right now. That's not good. Alright, we'll play a Scavenger Regent. I guess we're just jamming them as bodies. We'll double up so we can double block next turn. Crazy. Thank you for the Nectar, Ninja. No blocks for the 5/5. What is that last card in your hand? Alright, we could -3/-3. Gives him back the Banishing Light to use on the Regent, which I kind of hate. I think the smarter play is to just play the Regent as a creature. Attack with the Bat. Go back up to 8. Now we have a double blocker to stop the Pridemate. Potentially. Leyline of Hope. So if he attacks, he gains 3. So close to that desist. So close to that desist. We can hit him for 18 if we play the Bloodletter. But it's risky as all hell because of the crackback. $18. Alright, I'm going for it. I'm going for it. Go to 4. We can bounce off the Linden at least. Pridemate's going to hit us for probably 7. Worst case scenario, we can throw the Bloodletter in front of the Pridemate. In fact, it might be better to not risk it and just throw it in front of the Pridemate. Because if he has something that gains him life at instant speed, it's just risky. It's just risky. I think we just gotta... I just think we gotta make sure. Well, that's something. I'll take it. We've got 9. We're going to get rid of Linden and the Pridemate and draw a card and gain 2. Alright, next turn. We've got all of the creatures in the world. We should be able to take this home next turn. Another Pridemate. Just not enough, man. He's taking at least 9 in the air. He doesn't know about our Duskmourn's claim. Eh? Eh? He's thinking. He's thinking about swinging it. Dude's out of his mind. You're out of your mind. Absolutely out of your mind. We could have just taken it and cracked back. We could have. We're going to crack the Fabled Passage to thin out our deck so we can hit off of Duskmourn's claim. We're just going to swing, man. Put him at 3. He's dead unless we draw a land. Every time, I swear to God. Every time. I mean, I think we still got it. I think we're too far back up ahead on life, but it's funny. It's real funny. Let us roll the dice, man. Let us spin. Let us spin the wheel. Duskmourn has claimed my soul. Come on, let me spin it. Let me spin it. I'm itching. I'm itching for a fix. I need to spin it. Thank you. Appreciate it. I'm gonna give you a chance here. We have to win off the spin. You ready? off the spin. I would never do that if there were stakes on the line. This is fine, I guess. We've got plenty of early removal. We're going to start with the passage. Pass the turn. We will find a forest. And we will play a swamp. And we will kill something. I think I want to hold on to the instant speed removal for now. It tends to be really good against aggro. Emberheart Challenger. Swings for 2. Doesn't buff it. That is probably very relevant. Turn inside out, sure. So you will get to manifest dread, but it's fine. Another Emberheart Challenger. Sure. Alright, we'll find a swamp. I got a plan. What's your plan got to do with me? Like, I could use Petty Revenge to kill the Challenger, and then when he tries to buff it in response, use the Harvester to kill it for real. That does seem pretty good. But it might be better to just get the Bloodletter down first. We're gonna do this. We'll try and bait out whatever trick he's got. Oh, no trick. Well, in that case, we will Overlord of the Baelmerk. Thank you, sir. And we'll grab a bat. Nova 𝐭𝐿𝐿𝐾𝐿. Ouchie. He's definitely holding on to something that's 2 mana, or else he wouldn't have warped it. Right? Feels that way. Let's see. 4/5. 4/5. 2/3. We're gonna do this. We're probably gonna take a hit from it, but he has to commit all 5 of his mana, and he only hits us for 4. We're still at 11, more than half. And then we can easily kill things. We've got a Bloodletter out. I mean, that's fine. If he wants to spend his whole turn doing that, I'm all about it. So let's get rid of the last card in his hand. No Callous Sellsword for you. No Burn Together, thank you very much. We'll hold up both Harvester and Cease and Desist. 𝐿𝐾𝐄. I forgot that part of the 𝐿𝐾𝐄. That was actually a kind of a whiff on my part, wasn't it? Cease. Well, we'll do this, which will get it low enough to do this. Alright, let's see what you got, I guess. One more turn until the Overlord becomes an actual creature. There's our 5 mana. We'll start by playing the Ritual Chamber. Seems pretty good. We got a bunch of creatures down now. We're still at 13. And we're going to start draining. We'll hold up the blocker because we can. And we'll get back... I mean, I guess we get back a Deep-Cavern Bat. That seems good. That's a lot of things. I think we take away the thing that gives haste. We'll drain for 2. Next turn we double Duskmourn's claim and we just win, I think. Oh, he's gonna scoop it up. We don't even get there. Bummer. Alright, we're gonna keep this. Start with the cottage. Duress me. Gonna hit the claim or the annex. Ooh. Wow, hits the claim. Alright, well, let's see if we can hit some removal. Stab. Take the stab. Thank you very much. What is that last card? Something to kill the bat with? Maybe. Maybe not. Well, let's attack. Gain some life. Play the claim. We're gonna put some respect on your lips, buddy, for the claim. Can't believe you did not get rid of the claim and instead got rid of the annex. You don't understand. You don't understand what's coming. We're gonna double claim you just to show you. Just to... Oh, and now you're gonna lose even more. Brilliant. Welcome to Earth. Have a nice trip. Oh, 0, you got lucky. Two lands in a row? Are you kidding me? I don't buy it. I feel cheated. I feel cheated. There's no way, man. There's no way. Still, like, most of their stuff is between 1 and 3 mana, so it's like... Play something. Play anything. Do it. Do it! Fine. Don't do it. He knows I have a Bloodletter. Although, I'm gonna be kind of honest. I think it's just better to play the other claim. because all of our hits are big, and most of his hits aren't. He's probably holding up removal. He is holding up removal to kill the Bloodletter. So screw it, man. Spin the wheel. Spin the wheel. We're playing three claims. Do we kill him right now? Probably. Let's see what happens. None. None. 3? How? How did I hit 4 lands in a row after dropping double Duskmourn claim? 2 off the double and then 2 off the triple. No fucking way. No way. No way. I'm gonna play 4 just to spite them. This is ridiculous. Well, now he's tapped out, so we play the Bloodletter. And he's toast, right? He's totally toast, dude. There's no way we draw that many lands again. There's no way. We double up on all of them because of the Bloodletter. Boom! -10, buddy. Alright. This looks pretty good. Let's do it. Yeah, I feel like they do that on purpose. They make a certain deck archetype available in the new set that uses a ton of cards from the new set where you kind of have to. And it's very, very good and very competitive. It's like you have to go in super deep into the new set. That's what Spider Tribal seems to be to me. Like 5-color legendary Spider Tribal. The deck's going to be so good, but it's going to require a huge investment into the set. Alright, we'll lead with the Swamp, pass the turn. We'll eat some buffalo chicken dip because it's delicious. You'll have to take my word for it. Diva. Well, we'll get this out of the way now. This should be a pretty easy win. We have all the tools we need to make this happen. We'll do this while we can. Petty Revenge the Bill. Stormbrood goes back into the deck. So we have a higher ratio to high mana cost cards to lands for our Duskmourn's claim. Hydra, sure. Play another land. Hydra can only push-pull can only destroy a tapped creature. But we do have Petty Revenge for the Hydra. I should have Deep-Cavern Batted first. That's what I should have done. But we can at least get the last card out of their hand. World Soul's Rage, huh? He's in top deck mode. And we've got push. Llanowar Elves. Alright, so. Dump the cottage. We do not need it. Let's not take any chances. Let's just push this thing. And he will scoop. Just kill everything and we don't even need Duskmourn's claim. This looks fine. We have no removal. But we can dig for it with the Mortuary. And we're also on the play. So I think we're alright. Mortuary. As much as I'd like to take the removal, I think we need to make sure we hit a land. Timeline color. Yeah, Wonders of the First is just... It's just stupid good. It's just stupid good. Alright, Deep-Cavern Bat. Let's see what we can hit. 2 unstoppable slashers. Well, okay then. If we top deck a land, we're just slamming the claim. If we don't, do we kill the color? Nah, I think we Overlord and we save the Stormbrood for the slasher. Oh, now we have 2. We'll get another Stormbrood, I guess. Man, all 4 of our Stormbroods, 2 of them in our hand and 2 in our graveyard. Crazy. Why is everything in doubles? 4 Stormbroods, 2 Overlords, 2 Duskmourns claims, and 2 Harvesters. So weird. I think we gotta kill this thing first, right? I don't love it because I want to start dealing damage, but that thing can race us, and that's a problem. Alright, 4 mana. Does he have removal for the Deep-Cavern Bat? I would assume he does by now. Well, it's a good thing I killed that guy. I mean, not much of a question here, right? We have to kill the Bloodletter. And then we have to attack. And we're a little bit behind now. Whew. Maybe this deck needs a sweeper. Charm, sure. Seven. Get us to 2. So if he top decks a 2-drop or more, we die if we play the claim. But 2 triggers off the claim could win us the game as well. If we can get 1 now and 1 next turn if we survive. Man. I think we just have to go for it. I hate it. Alright. He's down to 7 and he drew a land. You're saying I got a chance. You're saying I got a chance. We go to 2. Slasher. Miner. So he needs to top deck a land. And we need to top deck very much not a land. Right? That's really our only chance. Well, balls to the wall. You only live once. What? What? 2 lands in a row? Come on, man. This is some bullshit. This is some bullshit. This looks good. We can keep this. We'll start with the Mortuary. We do not need 2 Duskmourn's claims. We're good. We're good. You are correct, Noctid. Hey Lawson, welcome to the stream. So we hold up the ability to discard Harvester if he plays something we don't like, which he did. Get out of here with this life gain deck. So the question is, can we outpace the life gain deck? Let's find out. Duskmourn's claim. Take 5. Sick. Linden. Oh, you're gonna be so upset. Kill the Linden. Duskmourn's claim. Ah, 0/0. So lucky. Runelurker Bat. Essence Channeler. How crazy do we want to get here? Probably need to kill the Lifelinker, right? With the Stormbrood. And then also maybe play an Annex. Could also maybe just kill him outright if we play Bloodletter and we hit something big enough. We need an 8-drop on the top. We got plenty of those in the deck. It's tempting. It's very tempting. I'm not gonna lie. But I think we play it safe. I think we Petty Revenge the Runelurker Bat so he can't gain life. And we play Unholy Annex. And he takes 8. Yeah, so he would have died if we played the Bloodletter. You think Arena screwed up, Lawson? That's awesome. Hinterland Sanctifier. He's trying to gain some life. Exemplar. That is not enough. He's almost definitely dead next turn. We're going to turn on the drain for the Annex. It's going to be double. Brutal. Brutal. Well, here goes nothing. Let's see what we get. Take 16. Oh god, I love this deck. Thanks so much for checking out my channel. I'd like to give a huge shout out to all of my patrons over at Patreon. Without you guys, this channel would not be possible, so honestly, thank you from the bottom of my heart for all of your contributions. If you haven't yet, like and subscribe. The more likes we get and the quicker we get them, the bigger this channel will grow and the faster it will grow. I'd love nothing more than this channel to become something very special for you guys, but it's entirely up to you how fast that happens. Also, if you'd like more deck text, that's somewhere over there. And if you'd like to see what else the channel's been up to lately, that's somewhere up that way. Also, subscribe, circle below, do all the things.